Welcome to Madison City Channel's Know Your Candidates interviews, co-sponsored by the League of Women Voters of Dane County. I'm your interviewer, Kathleen Fullen, and I would like to introduce Joann Pritchett, running for Alder in District 9. As we begin, please give an opening statement about the educational, vocational, and civic experience you have, which prepares you for this office, and why you are running for Alder.
My educational experience, beginning there, my name again is Joann Pritchett, and I'd like to say thank you to the League of Women Voters for sponsoring me and others that are running for this particular position to kind of get out there exactly what it is that we're running, why we're running, and at the same time, what is it that prepares us to run. My educational background began past K through 12 at Tuskegee University in Alabama. From there, I obtained a Bachelor of Science degree in nursing. After that, I did an internship, a one-year internship in New York. And from there, I moved to Chicago and I obtained a Master of Science degree in nursing from the University of Illinois. From there, I moved to Rochester, Minnesota, because of a faculty member that said that I had some expertise in the curriculum and instruction. So I went to Rochester, and I was a program consultant, clinical faculty, readying the College of St. Teresa to get or establish a baccalaureate degree in nursing. And from there, I moved to Madison and earned a PhD degree in policy while I was a clinical faculty at the University of Wisconsin-Madison School of Nursing. I do believe when I look at all of my experiences, educational as well as occupational and community, I think it provided me with a way to conceptualize problems and issues that states face. First, by having lived in several areas with the ability to observe, to see, and to understand how things were put together. So those things, I would say, in combination, have provided me a fantastic opportunity to begin to address some of the issues that are confronted here in the city of Madison, especially within the 9th Aldermanic District.
How would you evaluate the city's current efforts to address homelessness and increase the amount of affordable housing? Are there additional steps the city should take to address these issues?
Yes. As far as I'm concerned, addressing housing needs in Madison has not moved beyond talking about it. Many people will say things like, well, I believe in affordable housing. Well, believing in something and talking about it, does not necessarily mean that that's a fix or we're moving in the direction that we should be moving to address the problem. As far as I'm concerned, the major problem here for many who are seeking housing is price. But when we look at price and look beyond price, I do believe that there are things that we can do. The city and planners, as far as I'm concerned, lack creativity. And when I say that, they don't think about or they don't ask questions such as, well, what do we have on hand? Here in Madison, if you look at many areas, especially those on the outlining perimeter of the 9th District, there's the old Cops grocery store. I can't remember how many or how much square footage they have, but we can begin to think about how do we utilize, empty buildings, vacant buildings, foreclosed buildings, and adapt them, repurpose them, okay? There's no reason why we can't create spaces. And when I say space, I'm thinking about spaces that are about the size of an efficiency apartment. We're looking at 200 square feet, 175 square feet. Those are some of the things that we can do. And instead of having, let's say, a full kitchen in each area, we can begin to think about using or utilizing community kitchens. whereby, let's say, maybe 2 or 3 families can utilize the same space for the preparation of meals and at the same time for dining room space. So those are just some of the little things that we can do to look at housing in terms of repurposing, renovating, and then creating the spaces that we need for those that are seeking housing, especially at an affordable price.
What actions or programs would you support to enhance public safety in Madison? And in particular, what is your position on the use of body cameras by Madison police officers, given the recent demonstration project?
Well, I do believe in the use of body cams. Why can't we begin to think about utilizing whatever resources we have at hand, okay? That's going to not only assure those that are committing crime and those that are seeking to stop the crime. If we can have data that supports exactly what happened, the camera is not going to lie. So body cams, as far as I'm concerned, is something that we should really, really consider. And it's something that I think the city of Madison should invest in.
In the wake of the recent referendum to increase property taxes, what are your priorities for the city budget?
Well, one of the things that we don't have in the city of Madison, we don't have evaluation strategies. We throw money at stuff. And then all of a sudden we think, well, this didn't work. Well, if you have an evaluation strategy in place, knowing exactly what it is, what are the benefits, what are the costs, what are the consequences, it's those kinds of things that we have to learn how to use. Any person who goes to, let's say, example, a movie, and they come out of the movie and they'll make statements such as, well, it was okay, but it was okay, they should have done this or they should have done that. That's evaluating. We don't have that. We need to know what are the potential outcomes of projects that we put on the table. What are we willing to accept? That this outcome is what we're looking for. How do we modify it if we have to? If you don't have a strategy in place, I can say right now, it's going to fail.
How should Madison balance the need for development with other concerns such as traffic, historic preservation, and conservation of natural areas?
The one thing Madison does not do, or city planners, they don't do, is they don't partner with the communities that they want to, let's say, and I'm going to use the word exploit, or communities that have a say. But we don't ask them, what do you think will work? These are the very people who live there. These are the very people who pay taxes. But we don't take the time to partner with, to ask questions. How can we modify this? We know we need to do this, but how can we best do it? Those are things that they don't ask. If anything, the city of Madison planners put an idea on the table, they look at it, and then once they do this, then they go to the community and say, this is what we're going to do. Well, that's too late. Find out from the community from the beginning. What are some of the issues that are of concern to us as residents of this community before you come in? It's like you coming into my house, to my kitchen, and you're going to tell me how you're going to rearrange my kitchen. You don't do that. You come in and say, we have to make sure that we standardize our kitchens. And we need to rearrange yours. You didn't ask me how do I use it or anything. So begin to partner, engage with the communities before you come in with an idea or with a plan that you now think I'm going to go along with. It does not work.
What are the most critical issues that you see facing the people in your district, and what would you propose to address these?
One of the major issues, and that's one of the major reasons why I'm running, is first of all, we have an alder who is not a voice or does not represent the 9th district. when you go back and you think about what's the role of the alder, to be the voice of. If the alder is not your voice, then who represents you? So here in the 9th district, we have an issue, okay, with Salt Creek, the West Area Plan, etc. But we have other alders from other districts who are more supportive and responsive to issues and concerns that have been put on the table by constituents of the 9th district. That's a problem. An alder who is not ready or prepared to listen to the issues, to do the kind of research that she should have done in order to know what the issues are. Constituents can educate you, but if you don't listen, then why do we need you? So the West Area Plan, as a matter of fact, tonight, there will be a discussion about that. And so that's a major issue. The other issue is the Tree Lane Apartments, okay? When developers came in and they said they were going to provide this service and provide that service, and now look at the number of police calls. It was declared a nuisance. So a developer comes in, the city of Madison okays it, but yet and still we have a problem now, an increase in crime, etc. So that's an issue too that we are confronted with. How do we, and what is it that the city can do to best partner with constituents in this particular district?
What would you like to say to the viewing audience as we complete this interview?
I would like to say to the audience that the city of Madison can and must do a better job in communicating with constituents in all of Madison, especially here in the 9th district, what the plans are. In order to make things better, I think the city of Madison begin to look at, I would be willing to teach them how to evaluate. Put it on the table. This is what we want to do. And I guarantee I will teach you how to evaluate. What is it that we want to do? What outcomes are we expecting? And how do we know we have accomplished what it is that we need to accomplish? That I'm willing to do.
I want to thank Joann Pritchett for speaking with us and thank the viewing audience for taking the time to know your candidates. I'd like to remind everyone that the primary election day is Tuesday, February 18th, and the general election is Tuesday, April 1st. Every election is important. Please vote. On behalf of Madison City Channel and the League of Women Voters of Dane County, I thank you for joining us.